According to the Union, for the first time in the history of the world, the number of elderly people on Earth exceeds the number of children. The organization said that in the world today, there are about 705 million people older than 65 years, and only 680 million in under 5 years. This trend confirms what demographers say is not the first decade. People in most countries live longer and give birth to the number of children that would be sufficient to maintain the population balance.
Christopher Murray, director of the Institute of Metrics and Evaluation of Health at Washington University, says there will be few children and too many people over 65. This will lead to the fact that support the existence of a global society will be difficult.
Last year, Murray published an article in which he predicted that almost half of the countries of the world to deal with children's crisis, which will mean an insufficient number of children to maintain the population. In the 1960s, one woman had 5 children, telling to the World Bank. Now the figure is more than twice less, only 2.4 children per woman. At the same time, socioeconomic circumstances have since improved significantly, and this in turn led to a rise in life expectancy. In the 1960s it averaged 52 years, in 2017, 72. This problem has concerned the Japanese authorities for many decades, and last year the government announced plans to raise the retirement age from 65 to 70 years.
In China, the proportion of people over 65 years old is 10.6%, but after strict restrictions on the number of children that was introduced in the 1970s, the country has a relatively low fertility rate, 1.6 children per woman.
The researchers analyzed data about the age at which the inhabitants of different countries manifest one or the other senile diseases, from stroke and Parkinson's disease to hearing problems and injuries from falling while walking. In the overall ranking of the 195 countries, Ukraine occupies 179th place, behind not only the US and the EU, but also countries in the Middle East, and all the members of the BRICS. Brazil, China, India, Russia and South Africa, and even Tajikistan, 147, which in many respects is considered the country with the lowest standard of living of the former Soviet republics. Due to the fall in the birth rate, the population in many countries will be dramatically reduced, despite an increase in the number of population in the whole world. It is expected that in 2024, the Earth will have 8 billion people. The decrease in aging of the population means that fewer and fewer people are able to work. This can lead to a drop in productivity and, consequently, a reduction in the growth rate of the economy. Demographics affect every aspect of your life. Just look in the window at the people walking on the street, at home, the traffic intensity. All of this is related to the demographics, says the director of the Oxford Institute of Population, Jean-Georges Leeson. China in 2015 reviewed the principle of one family, one child. In 2018, reported that in the near future plans to cancel any restrictions on the number of children. However, ironically, the abolition of the previous restrictions, little has changed. In 2018 were born in the country of 15.2 million children, the lowest figure over the last 60 years. Chinese researchers attribute this to a decrease in the number of women of reproductive age and the reluctance of families to have children because of financial reasons and the desire of many educated women to pursue careers. Experts in demography say that the key role in the near future will play the healthcare system and their ability to mitigate the negative effects from population aging.